Hello buddy and welcome, I'm Comodin Cam, and today we're going to be ranking everyone's favourite Decepticon brawler, BRAWL.
Whose butt needs kicking?
BRAWL is actually one of my favourite Combaticons just because he's a good old brute. Much like Swindle, he's one of the few Combaticons that can stand out on his own without being associated with the Combaticons. So without further ado, let's look at the 40-year history of BRAWL designs, and first up, of course, had to be...
BRAWL will follow in a dropship and blast the supports to bring the bridge down. I like blasted stuff.
And now for the second tier...
Oh look, the welcome wagon.
And now for the middle tier.
Finally, I get to shoot something. More things to blow up.
And now for the fourth tier.
I want the weapons and the computer systems.
But what about the other parts?
They're worthless. Take them to a dump.
And now finally, for the worst tier.
I love how you Autobots die.
Your death will be slow.
First up, we have Generation 1. A member of the Combaticons, BRAWL is Bruticus's leg. I like this design. It's always good to have a Decepticon that's a tank, and there's a lot about this that's really cool. It's just a shame that he didn't actually do much in the series itself. He was kind of like one of the background characters. His perhaps biggest role in the entire Generation 1 cartoon was having his brain stolen and put into that bot. That disgusting bot. But yeah, you'll be seeing this BRAWL soon in the Age of the Primes line with the brand new Bruticus toy coming out. Let's just hope it does justice to this design. It's not my favourite, but it's a template to expand and create a better BRAWL design. And why not, I'll throw in the Creo BRAWL. Look at him, just looking so cute and green. Technically, BRAWL was around in the early 2000s in the Transformers Energon cartoon, but he was named Kickback in the American version, but in the Japanese dub, he was named BRAWL, and he is a member of the Bruticus Maximus, a member of the Destruction team. And I can imagine this being a BRAWL, for sure. The name Kickback is bizarre and jarring. I don't know why they did that, for probably trademark reasons, but at least the Japanese dub got it right. But of course, BRAWL's big return was in the first 2007 live-action movie, and in fairness, it's a really good tribute to that original Generation 1 design, while still being refreshing, and I just love this design, it's fantastic. I remember as a kid really wanting the leader class BRAWL, but instead I got the deluxe, not knocking it, but that leader class was just something else, really nice, and I liked the deep desert look as well, which was really cool. This is just the ultimate toy that I wanted, because this design just slaps. Everything about it is just so menacing and just so much more ammunition than Generation 1. Like, you've got the turrets on the side, he's got so many cannons all over the place. I love how sharp the front of a tank is, and how can we forget that massive claw on the side of his arm? That is just an iconic trait for the character, and it's so good to finally get a masterpiece toy of this design. Fantastic work, fantastic engineering. One day I will buy this. We don't talk about the Studio Series figure. Yeah, no, that is just a massive downgrade in my opinion. We did get a look at his Cybertronian mode in the comics, and it's pretty much the same as his Earth mode, just with less Cybertronian kibble. And screw it, why not? Let's just throw in the 3D battle card BRAWL. Now, in the Generations toy line, they had a BRAWL, and it was a redeco of the Hunt for the Decepticons Breacher, and this is not good. This feels really cheap and lazy. After 2007, BRAWL's future designs will look a lot more closer to his Generation 1 counterpart, and first up we have the Combiner Wars, which is actually pretty good. I'm not going to knock this one because this looks pretty solid and pretty cool. A good return to form, even though arguably you could say there's nothing really new to talk about here. But at least the Earth Wars BRAWL is a unique looking design. This is actually pretty interesting. They've changed the mass of him quite a bit, a lot more bulky on the top, a lot more thin at the bottom, just a lot of mixed mass of green and red blending in really well. Yeah, the head design's G1 and this is alright actually. I guess the only negative is I don't like that his cannon folds in. I would like that to stick out because I think that's just a unique design quality of BRAWL. But at least the High Moon Studios Brawl doesn't have this problem. This is via line continuity, and this is the Brawl I grew up with, and this character had so much dialogue in the game. I liked that they didn't make him dumb in War for Cybertron. He was actually a military strategist, and you could play as him as well, which was also really cool. And this design to me just works because they combine both the 2007 and the G1. You know, it's all G1 on the front, but there's a lot of elements that is Bayverse. The two double cannons on the side, I really like that, and just his posture is a lot more Bayverse-like. But yeah, Nolan North did a really fantastic job, and it was nice to see him, of course, transform into Bruticus with the Combaticons, but they changed his personality just a little bit. They just made him somewhat of a dumb brute, and that's it. I didn't like that deviation from War for Cybertron. But yeah, arguably the best Brawl design we've ever had. Though I will have to say that the Universe MMO wins my heart just a little bit. Yep, this is your Transformers Prime style Brawl, and it just makes me wish he was in the Prime cartoon. All of these Universe MMO designs have that feeling on me, and yeah, I just love the head being red, like very G1 inspired, and just everything about this is just awesome. His tank mode is just incredible. It's just a shame this game got cancelled. I would have loved to have played as Brawl. I do like his design in the Transformers Online Chinese game because this is just an absolute unit. The mixture of G1 and also High Moon and Bayverse, just incredible. The designs of these games always go to the extreme, and this Brawl is definitely extreme. I'm surprised he doesn't have 3 cannons on the back. And how can we forget the Angry Birds? Quite easily, because it's just a reskin. Brawl's last media appearance was in Earthspark, where he was fighting against Bumblebee in an illegal bot brawl event, and this is very much a big, oversized Generation 1 design, but one thing I do like about it is that he does have his arm claw from the live action movies. That was actually pretty neat, but we unfortunately never get to see his vehicle mode. We don't get to see his tank mode, and he actually gets killed because of his decapitation. We see one of his arms on Mandroid, so a short-lived appearance and a very disappointing one, to be honest. Yeah, this guy, he could have at least had some voice lines, but no, we just get grunts. Now let's talk about some fan arts, because honestly they're way more interesting. And first up is one of my favourite artists, Onjet. This is just incredible. This is taking the High Moon Studios design and just amplifying it, like I always say every time I talk about this artist. It's just, the High Moon designs are my favourite designs of all time, so I just get to see a brand new variation of them through this artist, and yeah, it's incredible. I actually think this is better than the High Moon's design. Now let's talk about a 3D artist, blackoutwoah, and he has done a lot of great work here. This Brawl is so bulky, so packed, ready for action. We've got some Combaticons as well, side by side, and yeah, that tank is just awesome. A great combination of G1 and Bayverse and also High Moon. Yeah, just a really great 3D design. A design that gives me great feeling is Gaming Cretin 65's design. Look at this. This is completely different than what we're used to when it comes to a head design. I like it, actually. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first, but I like this different approach. And the Cybertronian language on the side is really neat, and the giant ass cannon with a Decepticon flag is also a really nice touch. Yeah, fantastic work as always. Next up is missocpus, and we have 2 Brawl designs. The first one being a very High Moon inspired design, which arguably I think is better, with the 1 barrel as well on the top. Really dig this. And then the next, they have just gone full on crazy with the Bayverse look, and I like it. A lot more solid, a lot more compact, and obviously with a hell of a lot more arsenal. I like this Bayverse tribute so much. A lot more bulk and emphasis on that design, and arguably I think actually better than Bayverse. Alright, next up we have Shannon, and I like this look of Brawl because it's like Bayverse Brawl, but he's like old, like he's been through the war quite a lot. Like, look at the side of his arm as well, like he's had to put on a new piece. Yeah, I like this. This is a more grisly kind of general Brawl, which is really nice. Alright, next up is BlackZircon, and I like this because I like the fact that you've made like his head and his turret like the same thing. Like, you just pop up his head and he can fire a missile. That's actually pretty cool. I would like to see a future Brawl do something like that, but other than that, this is a great design. I like that you give him knuckle dusters as well, very much like Bayverse Brawl. Very cool. So much love for Egg Boy's design of Brawl. The proportion shifting is just incredible. I love how massive his shoulders are, but then his legs are like really tiny. But that cannon is huge as well. Really nice. Yeah, another Arsenal Brawl who is just ready to cause some chaos. And yeah, I like that head design. Really, really neat. A great, fantastic artwork as always. Moving on to a design by Grim, and I really like this Brawl. He's cute, he's adorable. Yeah, I love everything about him. He looks like he's just trying to enjoy his day, while at the same time being really, really evil looking. H. Gastia did a fantastic combination of Brawl from Generation 1 and Bayverse, and also a little bit of High Moon in there as well. I'm really digging this art style. I love how everything is just so thick, like it stands out. It's just such a solid look, and he's in a great looking pose as well, and the rockets on the top of his shoulders is really neat. Yeah, just taking that Bayverse chest and putting it into a G1-esque sort of style is just really cool. Next up is Porygon Flygon, and this is a very creative design, very much alligator sort of looking Brawl here. I actually like this a lot. The tail was just something that I was like immediately drawn to, like I just wouldn't have expected that, and the Decepticon insignia as well, having a bit of a glow up there with shotguns as the sides. That's actually really, really cool. I like that. I know I'm saying cool a lot. This whole design is cool. Yeah, really like this a lot. That head design, very animalistic kind of a Brawl, and I'm all for it. And I'm also all for RennyYeti's design of Brawl. Very dark, very menacing. If I saw this, I would be running away immediately. It's kind of got like a samurai sort of look when it comes to the torso area, but I love the build on this. All the detail is fantastic. Of course, once again, taking heavy inspiration from Bayverse Brawl. And this is why that Bayverse Brawl design is just so good, because you can add all of his unique weapons to a Generation 1 style looking Brawl. And I like this dark, gritty sort of look. Now for a brighter looking Brawl, we have Setriaph, and this is incredible. I love the mass on this, the bulk, the mace, especially the shoulder area. That is incredible. I love the detail. Gives me Master Chief's vibes, and I look in the corner and it says Halo inspired, and I can't believe someone didn't think of that sooner, to combine both Halo and Brawl together. And well, this is the result anyway. A fantastic looking design that takes both franchises and merges them into one and creates the character Brawl. I love this so much. I love the Grizzly tank. Yeah, this is fantastic. And there we have it, guys, every Brawl design ranked from worst to best. Of course, let me know which is your favourite Brawl design in the comment section below. I know it's going to be obvious, but my favourite design is that High Moon Studios Brawl, mostly because I loved his character and I played as him so many times as a kid. To keep updated on future rankings, the next one being Omega Supreme, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and click on that notification bell to get all updates instantly. I've been Comodin Cam, and until the next video, goodbye.